years ago, horses would run 3 or 4 times a month, and they run for years. Now, especially the Triple Crown races, they only run all 3 sometimes, and they retire maybe after 1 year of racing. Is that part of breeding, or what's going on there?
Well, it's very seldom that a horse that is put through the rigors of trying to go to the Kentucky Derby ever makes it past the Breeders' Cup in the same year. And if they do and they're successful, they're almost immediately retired to stud because they might break down or lose before and decrease their value. There are 3 kinds of people in our business. They're in it for the money, they're in it for themselves, or they're in it for the horses. And the money people who are in it want to get the money quickly as possible so the horse does not stay out and continue to run. And I think the difference, a lot of people think we're not breeding as good a horse as we did before. I'm not sure of that. I think we are breeding as good a horse as we did before. But I think we are raising and training the horses in a different fashion. And it's very often that the really good natural horse is not the winner because the winner is a fraudulent horse that's running due to performance enhanced by drugs. The steroid use in horses over the last 15 or 10 years has not been relegated simply to the tracks. I mean, you don't just give a horse a steroid pill the day before the race. You build muscle and endurance and strength over a period of time, from the time that horse is 18 months old until he's 3. And so the horse is bigger and stronger than he naturally should be. He has been put through a very rigorous and I think an unhealthy kind of training regimen in which he goes out and exercises and works very hard for about an hour every day, and then he spends 23 hours in a stall. That is not the way to raise a healthy animal or to train one, in my opinion. Europeans don't do it like that, and their horses don't break down as often as ours. They run on grass. They run just as early in their lives, but they have an entirely different kind of regimen than is common on American racetracks. I think there is a better way to do things, and we can still learn it.
I think people are going to find interesting in the book, maybe a little shocking as well, some of the things that people have done over the years to make horses either run better or perhaps sabotage horses, which some of them I had heard of and some of them I had not heard of. Hopefully that's being cleaned up.
The efficiency of cleaning it up and having uniform drug rules is going to depend on the industry's willingness to finance it. You know, the government looks at us as a tax source. They take a lot of money out of our business on taxes because we're easy to tax. We're like whiskey and cigarettes and other forms of gambling. We can tax them without much political fallout. So we're looked upon as a tax source. And we don't have the money in the industry to do all the things we need to do. And we have to figure out a way to use the money we do have to clean up our industry, level the playing fields, enforce the rules. There's the lack of security on racetracks, the lack of any kind of really uniform rules that can be enforced across the board on every track, every day, the same way, is the problem. So we have to somehow figure out how to finance our own reform. The government's not going to do it for us. We're not in line for the bailout like a lot of other industries, and it's very tough for us to do because we are not like an industry that's organized and has a commissioner and a ruling body. We are a fragmented bunch of different levels, each strata people strive for status within the within that strata, but there's nobody looking out for the whole deal, and very much like our country, actually. We are a microcosm of what's going on in America.
Well, as someone who's been a fan of the sport, growing up just a stone's throw from Belmont, I've always enjoyed the sport, not on an everyday basis, but to kind of keep my eye on it, and it's a wonderful sport as a spectator, and occasional better once in a while, but hopefully they will be able to get it back, at least maybe not to what it was, but back up there where people can really enjoy it. It's a wonderful sport.
If people knew how much fun it was, and they trusted us, and would get into it, they would find that it is a wonderful experience.
The Headless Horsemen is the name of the book, and Jim Squires has been our guest. Congratulations on it, because I know it probably wasn't easy to have to write this type of book, but if you want to clean up the sport, this is a good step.
Thank you very much.